We all have a voice in our head that dictates the way we live our life, whether we're optimistic, whether we're pessimistic, whether we fall into these downward spirals of doom, or whether we have a really enjoyable, kind of effortless existence. So in this video, I'm going to give you a challenge that's going to help you live a more effortless life. It's going to help you live an easier life and give you the exact steps that you need to help you stop, pause in the moment, and catch that negative self-talk and change your story today. So if you're anxious, if you have anxiety, if you're depressed, if you feel overwhelmed, if you're stressed a lot, this is going to be really, really helpful. And if you're none of the above, which is probably not true, everybody's got a little bit of something, then this video is going to be really helpful, even if you just want to better yourself, if you want to just break through and become a better version of yourself. So what are we talking about? Self-talk, the negative, unwanted cycles of torment that goes round and round and round every day. What we're telling ourselves, what is that voice in our head repeating over and over again? And the way we can change this is really, really simple. But first we've got to catch it. We've got to observe that it's even happening in the first place. So first of all, we have to just agree that we all have this voice in our head. It dictates our life, for better or for worse. The second thing really is to just observe that it's happening. Just be aware that it's even going on. I remember living my life and not being aware of this for years. I was about 25 and I read The Power of Now, and suddenly I started listening to my thoughts and I started hearing what I was telling myself over and over and over again. And it was shocking. It was mind-blowing, literally. I never realized that this was actually even going on. I just thought we all just live that way. The next steps here are going to help you change that story and rewire yourself for what you do want to experience. So number one, awareness that it's happening. Number two, we've got to start listening to that voice. What is that voice telling you? What are you telling yourself? I am unlovable. I am unworthy. I am helpless. I am incompetent. Just to name a few. For years and years and years, I told myself I was an idiot. Oh, you fucking idiot. Oh, you idiot. Oh, I'm just an idiot. I always do this. It's just the way I am. I am this. I am that. We're going to learn that whatever you say after I am is exactly what you'll experience, because you're programming yourself to repeat exactly what you want or what you don't want. So let's think about it like this. Thoughts become our words. Our words become our actions. Our actions become our habits. Our habits become our character. And our character shapes our destiny, our GPS, where we're heading to, what we become, essentially. So first of all, we've just got to start with our thoughts. And the beauty of this is that we can watch ourselves and we can listen to ourselves and take note of ourselves. But we can also do this with other people. We can watch the conversations we're having with people. We can listen to how they're talking to themselves. And you can do this with friends or family, or you can do this with those that you love on TV or the podcasts that you listen to. Some of my favorite people have got terrible self-talk. I was listening to an interview this morning, a really famous dude that's really good at being fit and healthy and on it, and his self-talk was terrible. And I wanted to just shout out, oh, you're screwing yourself over with this negative self-talk. He's doing all right, but you could tell that half of the interview was about things that he was going through and how difficult life was. Now, life can be very difficult and very, very stressful. But what we've got to remember is that if we say, this is how it is, I am this, I am that, then we're going to repeat this behavior. It's all about behaviors. It's a confirmation bias that we're repeating over and over again. So the key here is to be aware of what we're saying, pause, and then change this ending to a positive, optimistic, neutral ending. We're not lying to ourselves, we're just changing the story. So essentially, Is your outlook on life optimistic and positive, or is it really pessimistic and negative? This is where we've got to start. And if you speak to any negative, pessimistic people, they like living like that because it's just the way it is. And until you've experienced a positive experience of life and overcome this depressing negative outlook, you'll never know, and you probably will want to stay in the doom and gloom and feel that everything is just very difficult. And the problem with this is like attracts like, for better or for worse. If you are pessimistic and everything's difficult and you keep repeating this, you'll just experience more and more of the same. But then on the other side, if you're optimistic and positive, not to say that everything's just going to go right all the time, but you will find that more often than not, opportunities will come your way and you will feel more optimistic about life and things will go your way, more green lights. So 3 examples. Number 1, I used to call myself an idiot over and over and over again because I was very dyslexic when I was younger. Notice, I was very dyslexic. I may still be a dyslexic person, but I refuse to subscribe to I am dyslexic because I work on myself. I read, I try and get better and evolve and overcome my dyslexia tag. That goes for anything. Another example is I used to be an alcoholic, and through a lot of effort I overcame this disease that, I was told that once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. Not true. I spent maybe 10 years trying to perfect my method of moderation, and now I very, very rarely drink. Basically a sober person that likes to enjoy a drink 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 times a year. It started with this, deciding not to repeat that I am this, I am an alcoholic, I can't do this, I can't do that, I always ... What is it for you? What's that thing? What is that thing? What will you not allow yourself to be? What do you keep repeating that you don't want? Think about this right now. Alright, here's your challenge. What we're going to do is we're going to segment the day into 3 sections: morning, afternoon and evening. And what you're going to do is you're going to go through each section. Let's start with the morning. You're going to simply observe all that you're saying to yourself. Positive or negative, just observe what it is that you're telling yourself, how you're speaking to yourself on a daily basis. You do this in the morning, you do this in the afternoon, and you do this in the evening. And then number 2, what I want you to do is catch all of these thoughts when they come in the moment. Just, oh, I think I heard one. I can't do that. In this moment right now, everything that's happened beforehand is your past. And if you decide that that is what is, then you are addicted to the past and you're not willing to allow yourself to change for the future. So catch that thought and just hear it. And this is what we've got to do, just simply catch these thoughts and own it and go, oh, that's what I'm saying to myself. That's what I have been saying to myself. And what I want you to do is create a note section on your phone called self-talk and just write down anything that you notice yourself saying to yourself. Anything. I can't do this, I have this, anything that's been repeating for years and years and years, just note it down. Or maybe get a little notebook and keep it on you and write it down. And gather up all this data. And what I love you to do is at the end of the day, at the end of each day, or even at the end of the week, I want you to go through all this data and underneath each point or next to each point, change the ending to a neutral or optimistic ending. So we never want to finish a negative statement about ourselves, anything self-deprecating or I can't, I always do this. So for example, I'm a fucking idiot. In the past, I thought I was an idiot, but now I'm making changes. In the past, I've not been able to stop drinking. Right now, I'm choosing to live life in moderation. I always mess up. In the past, I've always messed up. But right now, I'm choosing to break free and better myself. I'm unlovable. In the past, I felt unlovable, but right now, I'm choosing to believe that I can be loved. I am unworthy of being wealthy. In the past, I felt unworthy of having wealth, but right now, I'm learning about money and I'm willing to accept wealth into my life. I feel helpless. In the past, I felt helpless, but right now, I'm willing to ask for help and become the best version of myself. So you can see how simple this is. You're not lying to yourself. You're not saying, I'm wealthy, I'm totally awesome, everything is fine. You're catching what is not been working for you, that's got you to this point, or what's sending you down the spiral of doom, and you're deciding in this moment just to change the ending. And this is how we do it. So observe those thoughts, catch those thoughts, write those thoughts down, and change the ending. Let me know down below what you caught, what you've been repeating, how you've enjoyed this challenge. Share your inspiration with everybody out there so someone can read your story and go, okay, well, if they can do it, I can do it too. So I've been Ali at Mindwave Meditation. I'll see you on the next one. Keep being awesome.